such an asshole.
Greetings and salutation. America's older brother, Aaron Clary here at assholeconsulting.com. If you have questions, I have answers. And like a good older brother, I will charge you for it. Or I'll just beat the shit out of you and you give me the money anyway, because the country is in desperate need of older brothers. We have a question. If you have a question, go to assholeconsulting.com with your money. Fred writes, hey, asshole, I've been listening to many of your videos that seem to help out a lot of people. I'm contemplating on the next move I should make to get me closer to my goals. I eventually want fuck you money to the point I want to be a millionaire, have a yacht, live and travel where I want to live. I want to reach my full potential and be the best I can be and have my pick of women like many NBA, NFL dudes. All right! Stop right now. Wrong. You think you want the money of the NFL dudes and the NBA dudes, and you think you want the yacht, and you think you're young. You're young, and I'm being deadly serious about this. You are young, and you do not know what you want. I know you think you know what you want, but you have not thought through this goal of yours. All right? I know you want to be, and being a millionaire and having fuck you money, that's a good goal. All right? Having fuck you money is a good goal. But what is fuck you money? You want a yacht. Do you know how big a yacht is? And what are you going to do on your yacht? Do you have enough friends that could take off and spend a month on the yacht with you as you drive around the Caribbean? Do you know what a pain in the ass it would take to clean a yacht? I mean, think about the amount of money you really need to have fuck you money. All right? You start buying things like yachts and mansions and estates. That needs staff. It's got to be clean. And here's let me give you another concept. There's this house on Lake of the Isles in Minneapolis. For whatever reason you happen to find yourself here, take a look at it. Drive around Lake of the Isles. This is where all the old money was. This is like where the grain barons were. Minneapolis is a grain hub. And there's this really nice and big house on kind of this little peninsula part of Lake of the Isles. It's my favorite house on the lake. And when I was younger, when I was your age, 18, 19, 20, I was stupid. I'm like, boy, that's the house I want. I want to aim. That's the house I want to get. But as I got older and I actually owned houses, you know what the problem with that house is? I need like a family of 15 to even fully functionally use and legitimize the use of all the rooms in that house. And I never wanted to have kids. And what it dawned on me is, all right, it would be me and maybe my girlfriend, maybe my wife living in this thing. What would I do with 15 rooms and 5 toilets? You can only shit on 1 toilet at a time. And then on top of it, well, how much fun is it? Again, I liken this to video games. I mean, you could play video games on the campaign mode, right? And that's fun. That's all right. But the most fun you have playing video games is usually with your buddies. In the old days, it was LAN. Now it's playing online. It is not money. This is such an important lesson. I'm going to say it again until people start to fucking get it. It is not money that matters the most. It is your friends. It is spending time. If you think about it, you go to some nightclub by yourself. How fun is that? Versus going to a nightclub with your friends or just going to a party with your friends, right? So you got to ask, what kind of lifestyle are you going to lead 10, 20, whatever years out from now that you want to attain this financial goal of having millions of dollars? Who's going to be with you? Who is your friends? What group of people are going to be in your life at that time? I'll tell you this, chances are the vast majority of your friends you have now will not be around. They'll still be friends. You'll have them on Facebook. You'll see them once every 5 years. But the vast majority of them will not be going out as the guys to the clubs and the nightclubs, or playing video games, or going to the bar, or playing football, hacky sack, whatever. Not speed hockey. What is it called? What do all the douches play? Because they're too lazy and want to smoke pot. Frisbee golf. That's it. Frisbee golf. Whatever it is, you already have it. You already won. I would kill to have what I had back in my early 20s and late teens, because you had all your friends around. That will go away. It will. Mark my words. And you can fight it all you want. They will go away. They will find wives. They'll find girlfriends. They'll knock up some broad. They'll get jobs. They'll join the military. They'll go on to do great things. They would hang out with you normally. They just happen to be 300 or 1,000 miles or 10,000 miles away. So, whereas media, if you want to be like the NFL dude, stop watching ESPN. Stop watching the rap videos. Stop watching that bullshit. Stop watching TV. All right? That only happens where there's parties and the Fast and the Furious chicks with their asses shaking. That only happens on movie sets. That only happens in movie studios. It doesn't get any better than the friends you have right now. So one, realize that. Two, appreciate it when you're hanging out with your friends. Fucking Christ, playing Dungeons. I remember playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, but we're kind of nerdy. I would fucking kill to have a table of guys playing Dungeons and Dragons at my age now. Because you didn't realize what camaraderie and friendship you had at the time. All right? And down the road, 10, 20 years from now, whenever it is you want to make these millions of dollars, what good is those millions of dollars going to do for you? And look, hey, I'm big, evil, right-wing, capitalist, Republican, libertarian, Ronald Reagan, kill the puppies type of person. But money is only going to be so good. So make as much money as you want. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying to what goals and ends. You want a lifestyle. You want a yacht, you want the party, you want bottle service in Vegas. That shit will mean jack shit when you're 35 and you ain't got your friends around. Because there are no friends to be around. You might have a wife, you might have a girlfriend, you might have a family, but it's going to be a much smaller posse than what you're used to running with now. And so the yachts, the mansions, the Ferraris, those are things, and they're not going to make you happy. Okay? So, whereas I appreciate wanting to make millions of dollars, and fine, you could buy that, but you don't want a yacht. Your lifestyle, you're chasing something that is fictional on television, presented to you by MTV or whatever the fuck, VH1. I don't even know where videos come out now, because MTV doesn't do videos anymore. I don't know where they are, where people are getting this idea. Maybe movies or television, I don't know. So stop watching Fast and the Furious is what I'm saying, all right? And what money will solve, what money will do, especially fuck you money, is it'll set you free. You will not have to answer to a boss. You could be like me and I slept until 10:30, which is early for me. Thankfully the coffee store was open. That is about all money can grant you, is freedom from an employer. Freedom from going to a fucking plantation every fucking day, commuting an hour in the back. I mean, it's almost worse than slavery. It's like you at least woke up and there you were at work. You know, the fields were right there. They got these dumb motherfuckers willingly signing away their lives to pay $150,000 in student loans to get some worthless fucking degree. It takes 4 years to learn 10 weeks of actual information. And then they slave and drive themselves to the cubicle farm, to the Matrix battery enslavement camp. And then they sit there. And then they drive back. That is the one and only thing that self-employment money and fuck you money can grant you, is freedom from that fucking hell. Once you could have 5 million, you could have 50 million. You could buy that house on Lake of the Isles. It ain't gonna make you, because there's not gonna be anyone. And so what you gotta do is think more like, I need a car to get me to where I want to go. Maybe have a cool sports car, nothing wrong with that. Maybe have a motorcycle, you know. Nothing says you can't have nice clothes. Nothing says you can't have a nice condo. But don't have a fucking palatial estate. Don't get a goddamn yacht. You can't use a yacht all the time. Rent a yacht, go on a cruise, sure, get the luxury cabin, all right. Otherwise, you're paying for maintenance and docking fees and insurance and fuck. You don't want to deal with fucking boats. You don't want a plane. Rent the plane. If it floats, flies, or fucks, you rent. The 3F rule: floats, flies, or fucks. You rent it. You do not buy. So what I'm trying to convey to you is, if you want this, you want to become a millionaire, is to not, because this is how you lose money. Watch MC Hammer, how he lost. They buy stupid shit that costs money. What was it? This guy, I think it was a football player, but he got his contract. And he was going to buy his mom the house. And he didn't realize that you had to pay property taxes on it every year. And this is, what was it? I think what is it? Half the NFL players go bankrupt or they lose their money? All right? Don't bust your ass off getting up all this money and then losing it. Okay? Now you be an NFL player, but you want to become like the NBA, NFL dude. No, that's not the lifestyle you want. Small, schwanky, nice, but 2-bedroom condo. That's all. Or maybe a small little house. Nothing. Nice little sports car. Cool. Motorcycle. And because you're going to use that regularly and daily. But get this, you want to become fucking whoever the guy's name for the Cleveland basketball team is, the one that told them they all fucking suck and they went to Miami, and then people in Cleveland re-sucked his dick because he came back. I'm a black male. Okay, there you go. Guy, dude, Get rid of what the black culture is telling you, okay? For you, there is no black culture. There is logic and reason and reality, or not, right? Get it all away. Get rid of it. And I'll be 32 this year. My current position is that I don't want to identify you too much. You work in healthcare, and you have a pretty good job. You live in you have a bachelor's degree in business. With a unique specialty. That's pretty cool, but I can't tell because you'll get identified. I work 50, 60 hours a week, and I pull in 75 to 80 grand a year. You're already there. You are already there. You got kids. You got a wife. You got problems. Do you have you are there. Oh, I do have a 7-year-old son and pay $400 per month child support. I drive an older import and have no car payment, only liability insurance. I also live in my mom's old house, which is completely paid for with my younger brother. I currently pay for half the electricity bill and cable, internet bill. My debt is only $300 student loan payment. I have no credit card bills or anything else. My expenses are low. I have $20,000 in savings. Dude, you are killing it! For a guy who has a kid, you are doing what here? Let me ask you this. You're hanging out with your brother in your mom's old house. You got very little expenses. What's a yacht going to make you? Do you get to have good conversation with your brother? Do you get to play and have fun with your son? Do you get to go fishing with your son? What more do you want? You have it. You fucking have it. You got a great job. I don't know if it's an exciting job, but it pays well. You have very little debts. You have savings. You are so far ahead of the average 31-year-old, even without a kid, and you want to risk this all trying to go after some crazy bullshit NBA fantasy world? If not being able to travel the way I want, I still want to be financially free. You are that. I understand the minimalist mindset, but to compete with the government check for as men, we must make more than the check. In reference to competing for women, the government has set a baseline for women. But I know we as men can do better than the government. We have shown as men that through knowledge we can overcome it. All right, here's the other thing. We could talk this many days about women. The basic philosophy I've learned about women is to not worry about them. You go do your thing, which it sounds like you're doing pretty damn good, and girls will come into your life. Yes, you are competing against the government. Yes, the government has set a price floor. You cannot go below the floor, so you have to perform this much or higher. It's set a floor. You got to perform higher than the floor. You cannot go below the floor for women. But if women are going to look at the government check and then look at you and say, well, I'm going to go with the government check, you don't want those women anyway. And there's, like I said, there's so much more about women. It's just like you don't have time to worry about competing for a government or worrying about women. You just go live your life and do your thing, and women will happen to show up. Now, of course, you can't just be lackadaisical about it. You got to go ask them out. But I would not be worried. Women would not, in other words, I would not factor women at all into my game plan, into my life plans at all. I mean, I wouldn't like have my dick cut off either. I mean, there's a cute girl, go ask her out. But I would not be even spending time worrying about, well, how do women play a role? How much time should I spend on Tinder? I won't worry about it. All right, here are my options. One, I know being financially free is a goal, so I'm leaning more towards business. I have a business opportunity to start a barbershop with my younger brother in 50. No! Watch the video before this one about the 3 reasons you go into business. Barbershop is just like girls with horse farms and doily shops and clothing stores. Really? A black barbershop? Never fucking heard of that one. Do you think it might? Do you think they exist? Do you think people look? Here's what you're gonna do. Go to the library, because it's going to cost too much to pay for this service. And larger libraries will have this service. It's called RMA, Risk Management Associates. RMA service. It used to be Robert Morris Risk Management. So you go to the library. You say, do you have an RMA, Risk Management Associates subscription? If they do, good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look up barbershops. And what RMA does is basically it takes all the different, it surveys thousands, tens of thousands of businesses in the United States every year, and it looks at their financial statements and it says, what is the average balance sheet or the average income statement look like for this type of company and these sizes. So it not only just, it isn't just barbershop, so you're comparing yourself to cost cutters. They're a large corporation. It'll show you sales of 0 to 100,000, 100,000, 500,000. And so what you can do is see how profitable you can expect a barbershop to be. But the larger point is, I mean, you go there for the sake of exploring, because that's a good skill to learn about reading RMA data if you want to go into business, so you can do research to find out whether the business you want to start is a profitable industry to begin with. But you're already running into the thing. Barbershop, it's been done. They made fucking movies. They made more than, there's 2 fucking, hey, how many movies is it? Was it Ice Cube, Ice-T? Barbershop movie. How many are there? Barbershop. Wasn't that good a movie? People don't like it. Barbershop. Wasn't there a Barbershop 2? Barbershop 2. Back in business. Oh, it got Latifah. Oh, see, that made it. I'm sure that made it successful. All right, look, if they are making movies with Latifah, sequels with Latifah, it's been done. All right, you got to go. The easiest way to become an entrepreneur is to come up with an idea that no one else has thought up of, and people really need it or want it, which is the golden chalice. Admittedly, that's the hard part, is finding that. But you're going to go into business and start a barbershop? That's not going to make you millions. That is not. And I know, I remember now, pre-reading it, he's currently has just graduated from college. He also has his barber license. He is ready to start a shop, and I currently have $20,000 saved up to help start and get a return on my investment. That's another rule. You do not get business partners with family or friends or anyone. All right? You don't. You do not. That ruins friendships and relationships and family relationships. You don't. I won't work in the business. He will. I'll be working on the business, which will give me opportunity to still work my current job and make sure the barbershop produces a profit and fund it till it's profitable. Hopefully afterward we can open more barbershops. Hopefully, there's your third mistake. There's no hope. I don't know if you noticed the Obama administration, blacks' lives did not improve under Obama. And that's not my opinion. I did a whole research on it. Black lives did not improve under Obama. A lot of our lives didn't improve under Obama. Right? Nothing terribly bad happened, but nothing terribly. Did you learn about hope? This whole bullshit about hopefully. I remember business plans coming in, or reorg plans coming in when I was in banking, and they'd say, and hopefully things will turn. No, you do not invest. That's not going to get you millions of dollars. There is no hope. All right? I want to create something that plays off of the vanity of teenage girls. You don't have to hope on that. I'm going to come up with an app that allows young teenage girls to take pictures, whore themselves out on the internet, and get free attention from men all across the globe. You don't have to sell that. There's no hope involved. Girls will use that like that. All right? So this is all bad. It's all bad. I wouldn't say, I mean, and there is an element. Yeah, if he's got his barber license, have him go be a barber for a bit. Have him learn the tools of the trade. Have him go work under a barbershop first. Have him figure out all the flaws and the pit holes and the traps and the unforeseen risks that come with a barbershop. Don't just, hey, you got your license? It's all shiny, still gleamy, all brand new licensee. Let's drop 20 grand on this shit we don't know nothing about. No. Have your brother go work as a barber for a while. And again, if your goal is making fuck you money, it ain't going to come from opening a barbershop. And then hopefully we open more barbershops in an already flooded, for fuck's sake. They're tailoring these barbershops now, especially for men. They got sports clips in case you want to watch the fucking game. Because I don't know if you knew ESPN has to be fucking everywhere. And then they got Roosters. That's another one open over in the South. It's only for men. And then there's a haberdashery over in St. Paul. There's enough fucking barbershops. Unless you're in a place where there is no barbershops. But you're not. No. Have your brother see if he can make money as a barber to begin with. And then maybe have him open up his own barbershop. And then if he proves that concept, that one barbershop to work, and then he wants to open up another one, but he needs some money, then you invest in an already proven business model. But until he proves that he can make it, no. Because then you lose your 20 grand, and that 20 grand can actually help you in other regards. All right. Hopefully, which is also very promising. He's on board with this, as this is his passion. I don't care about passions. He's a hard worker. That's good. And I am to make this work. That's good. Then let's see him go out as a barber, work for someone else. Let's see if he can make it. Let's see how much money he can make. Let's see if he can attract. Because it is like, what is more like salons, but what was it? Was it financial advisors or lawyers? Like a lawyer will go someplace. No, it's like banking. A banker or a realtor or salonist will bring their clientele with them. So the clientele is more loyal to the banker or the salonist or the barber, etc., than it is the place that person happens to work. And so what happened is in banking is we would poach different bankers. They're like, oh, we like that guy's portfolio. Let's offer him a very attractive contract, and he'll come here and bring his book of clients and book of business with him. So let's see how your brother does first before you guys start dropping your life savings on pipe dreams. All right, but go check out the RMA thing that I told you. See how much profit you can make. Run some finance. You got the background. You got the education. You could do this. Run some financial projections. Use the RMA data. See, is that going to result in you making any money off your $20,000 or not? The next idea is elderly sitting service. The baby boomers are starting to retire by high rates, and there will be a lot of baby boomers that need this service. There's a lot of red tape to getting started, but once it is, it'll continue to produce income as more boomers need the service in the future. Okay, so here again, take a look at RMA data for nursing homes, but man, you're going up against some pretty heavy hitters. You have the background in it because you're in health, but have you ever ran a nursing home before? Have you ever done assisted living? And when I've seen assisted living, and there's lots of corporate money, and you need a fair amount of money to set up these institutions. It's not like you and your brother could take 20 grand and then just open up a nursing home. You're going to need heavy hitter, and they're gonna wipe out, not wipe out, like steal you 20 grand, but in terms of investors, they'll be like, okay, you can be the manager, but we own 95%, and with your $20,000, you'll get 5%. Because it costs $100 million to open up this facility. Maybe not $100 million, but you see my point. That seems way complicated. You're right. There's a lot of regulation. I don't like that idea either. 3, real estate. I always loved real estate as investment property. It is an awesome retirement strategy for passive income, which I'll eventually transfer money I have made from business to retirement. The real estate strategy would be to start flipping homes to produce more income, eventually turn into passive income. All right. Do you know how to do carpentry? Have you done flipping houses before? Have you gotten into real estate? It's a pain in the ass. And you're working 80 hours a week, 60 to 80 hours a week. When are you going to flip a house? Are you going to go hire a contractor? Have you ever worked with contractors? Watch my video about how contractors suck. They never show up sober or on time. Your only way of going to... Do you have a lot of Mexicans in town? Those are the only ones that show up sober and on time. And they're busy. I mean, the housing market has recovered. Isn't necessarily booming, but everyone who wants to be in carpentry is employed. So you're going to have to pay premium money and wait. I know they make it cute on those shows with the flip it housing, the love it or list. I like the love it or list one. That's kind of funny. But you ever notice how none of those people get their hands dirty in those shows? They're all John and Drew. All right, John does actually do some work, but they're all Pretty Boy Floyd. But the other one, there's always a cute girl in one of these. And did she ever do the work? Fuck no, it's all the guys. And the guy comes in, oh, what are you saying to you, beloved wife? Oh, what are you saying back to you, beloved husband? All right, that's fucking TV. For the next option is to go to school to become a perfusionist. I had to look it up. The job starts around $80K a year, 40-hour work week, and can get up to $130K a year. I will definitely work more than 40 hours a week through contract work and regular salary, so that will put me into the 6-figure salary range. There's a school in Texas that takes 1 year to complete but charges $25,000 a year to attend. 1 year to complete, $25,000. I will not be able to work while attending school, so I need about $25K saved up to attend school, which comes about to $50K saved. I don't want to take out any loans, and I already have about $20K saved up. I could get the rest of the money in about a year and a half from my current job and then apply. Well, can't you work part-time? I mean, you can work part-time, can't you, when you go to this thing? Make a little bit of scratch on the side. And whereas I understand your desire not to borrow money, that's good. But this would probably be a wiser reason to take out your money. Because I looked at the perfusionist, that's the guy who runs all the machinery while people are doing, open heart surgery? It's no bullshit. That's a real fucking gig, man. That's a real fucking gig, and it's in your field. So I think maybe you could take out some money to pursue that. And 25 grand, that's nothing, man. That's nothing. You know what I would do is I would pay off, what do you have, your $300, your debt for your student loan payment is $300. Yeah, can you pay that off? You're already making a fair amount of money. You have very low expense. Like, just work up the money, pay off that loan, maybe borrow some more. I really wouldn't worry about the debt in this one, because it's not like you're borrowing the money to go fucking major in fucking women's studies or puppetry or whatever bullshit these SJWs major in. I would eventually use the perfusionist profession again in business anyways, but I'll have a high salary in order to save more money to get business running. 5, PA school. Physical... What's a PA? It's not physical therapy. Physician's assistant? Yeah, physician's assistant, BLS. What do you guys make on that? Bureau of Labor Statistics, physician's assistant. 98 grand a year. A little bit less than not that much more than what you're making now. What about a perfusionist? Where'd you go? 106? That's more than the physician's assistant. PA school, make good money, make 2 years to complete. If you have any other suggestions, let me know. I've also thought about networking marketing. No. Internet programming, confused about which road to take makes me filthy rich soon. I know I'm all over the place where I want to do, but hopefully you can do it. Alright, here's the deal. You need to sit and take inventory of what's really important in life. Alright? None of these things, out of all these things, none of them are going to lead to you making multi-millions of dollars. The one that's going to get you close, as it even stands a shot, is the nursing home and the barbershop, because they're entrepreneurial ideas, business. Every other thing you mention has a salary, and usually that means you have an employer, and the employer's not paying you millions of dollars, no matter how complicated your job might be. The only way you make millions of dollars is by entrepreneurship and starting business, because the income is limited. But the two fields you chose are completely competitive. There's already scores, if not thousands in the case of barbershops, tens of thousands perhaps, of competitors in those fields. So your profit margins are not that high. On top of it, that nursing healthcare thing just sounds like a managerial nightmare. Just sounds like a managerial nightmare. So what I'm recommending you do instead is figure out, lower what fuck you money means in your life. And the way to do that is realize what's important in life. All right? I guarantee you, listen to me, when you are 40, 45, 50, especially when your kid becomes an adult, and your kid's 7? So what, 5 years more? How old's your son? You have a 7-year-old son. So 7, 18, 11 years. So you will be 43. All right? 43, your kid's going to be off doing whatever, military, school, trade, something. And you won't see him again. You will not see him anywhere near the regularity you used to now. And you're going to miss that little shit kid coin collecting, fishing, playing with paper airplanes, whatever. That's all gone. It's done. It's over. And you'll have your fucking yacht, and you will gladly trade that yacht in so you could have gone and played with your son a little bit more. All right? And then you'll finally realize how pointless and stupid it is to ruin your life chasing after unnecessary, way overpriced, expensive, worthless shit like that. So out of all these options, the one I like the most is the perfusionist. I like that because it pays the most. It only takes a year worth of schooling. The schooling is not that expensive. You can afford it. And that will give you... technically you already have fuck you money because your expenses are so low. All right? And think about it this way. You got to know a lot of other guys, single dads like you, who have it way worse, where they don't make the money you do. They don't have the agreeable kind of, you see your son, you pay the $400 a month. I'm sure you have friends that have horror stories. You are already living the dream as much as you can as a divorced single dad. All right? You will make it worse by blowing what modicum of progress you've made, going bankrupt on some foolish business idea that is not going to succeed. Take it at 20 grand though. and investing it towards becoming a perfusionist, that would give your lifelong earnings a serious bump, a bump of over 50%, I'd say, on the conservative side of things. You're going to make, you'll make your six figures, and you're in, what is six figures? Is that top 10%? 100,000? Find your, what is my percent? Annual income. Let's say you make your 100,000, you get your six figs. Oh, wow, really? Oh, that income is, you are in the top 4%. If you make $100,000, you're in the top 4%. And that's of the US, of the world, you're in the top 1/2 of 1%. What more do you need? The only thing left is yachts. What, you don't need a yacht. So that's what I would do. Perfusionist or physician's assistant. Those are both. The physician's assistant, though, looks like it takes a lot more. Or become, what's the highly ranked nurse? Nurse practitioner, is that the highly ranked nurse? You're in the medical field. You obviously do well. You've been employed there a while. You're making good money. Just keep doing that. Make your six figures. Become the perfusionist or some advanced version of what you are today in the medical field. And then you won't have to worry about money anymore. You'll be free. Because even though you won't be self-employed, you still will have a boss at that level of skill. It's kind of like, fuck you, I can find a job elsewhere. And not to mention, people at that high level, at that type of profession, they're not dealing with office politics and bullshit. They want to have people not die and live. So I think that's the best way to go. All right? That's why I could say, but to get you to understand that and know that so you feel it here, that's where you got to do the legwork, and you got to do some sitting down and philosophizing and thinking about what you want, what's really important in life. Is it what's on the television, or is it a little kid that wants to go play baseball? Figure that one out, and it's going to be a very clear and apparent and a much easier life, a path that you got to go down. So, you guys got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. Your older brother will take care of you for money. Then we got my blog, CaptainCapitalism.blogspot.com. We got my podcast, The Clarity Podcast. That's on SoundCloud.com. And then you can always go get my books where there's a ton of fucking wisdom. Go to Amazon.com and look up Aaron Clarey, C-L-A-R-E-Y. And you'll see my lovely face with a hat and a motorcycle. And you say, oh, that's that guy. And then you can go buy my books. Anyway, best of luck to all of you. Toodles.